obaku we lost children then we lost to go to Malo over children again for a Malo.
Tiba where Bujila Malo Kiro digital Sarati of him. Dama Atoloa, the Toloa Ivamo. Now, Malo Tipiti or Lori Habako Muda or Manacora Bukoya. What Bukolamo?
The Nia Papa Hoketa Sao no ta Sino, no Bacale, Papu, Sukopachi, Weme, Paragale, the Signal of the Pai.
Decine a me ne Sotachimo, one I wear a yan, I care Dorquala, Nage Pella, Gale to Puer, a Hehau Koya, Apaya Lita Pua Werga, Lord Apaya Lita Purga, Nage Parita Werga.
The first time that I met Chit, he was pouring tea for the general. My leader was meeting with the general, and I was supposed to be sitting in on that meeting. Instead, I was over with the general security team, and I started to talk with them and joke with them. We gave the general a satellite, and my leader asked me if I could show them how to use it. And so their leader, the general, sent Chit, and me and him went off on our own to set up the satellite. And at the end of this time together, we had started laughing and joking, and we took a photo together, and we became friends at this day.
Le tapita malawa awa mawane the karkhana where edo mawal fiya chela edo mawal lagi daila the tapita mane dida hiya muda to na wa uklese wa lagi dalamo
No lene miane me pata sargale uklese lapwa kelu ata seblego no hilota me pata sargale udata sudu sadu no me pata sargale udata cholota no pastinya lo patane phayili de chini me pargale patele kunna nanio no pakoga de nanio no le tapita ma punake ni me pale cholota lo akhodata do le pata sao no de sinya ke no pudo we si pha bakha weda me pargale ke thodo gite ba phe omuka no.
Over the next 4 or 5 years, Chit and I would make an effort to meet up with each other whenever we could. At first, it was while he was working with the general, but later he was stationed at different bases of the KNLA, and I would go and visit him. Visiting him always took a lot of effort. It was outside of my duties and my job description at the time, and several times I was scolded by my leaders for going to visit him, but it was always worth it. It's not as simple as just driving down the road to see him. It was a full day's journey that would often require 2 or 3 security guards, cars, motorcycles, boats, and walking. But over the years, these visits and subsequent scoldings became part of my yearly routine. But there was always something about them that felt important, worth making the headache for my leader, worth risking the travel, worth it because nothing done out of love is ever wasted. Chit was one of the best people I knew on this planet.
Me and you were corny. Yes, love it. Baba Sao would never le. The more January blame. Saratoga. I know because you knew that. Because you do that.
Taretakle winnie na hule. Pele Pasa Taretakle let her the Yosikani pair. Lano Weber, Kitchen with Mijanigo Company. The Nahu Pachota was aware. Let her learn. Give me a child. May I never do the Tenya.
Pasado pe pukui skala kopule tadutaya khodo aweda ba pa to wi boda sir phale me do pudo we boda sir phai lo phe le pukui kwa pa to kwa le kopule ta hilo ta thiko ta ble go thiko do pa kli ta ble go so ne ne boda pa mu da o sikko le ba chomo đó bữa thì phải bộ mút thì phải cái bà mà suy nhá đi lệ àวันนี้มีอะไรแต่ละดอกฮิโรตาชโมเราปะพลาดอกเกบาคาเราไปปืนกันแต่อุตะเราแพ้อุมุขมีปวดดีเลยนี่หรอดอตบล้อละเลยเวลามีที่ปวดมือตบล้อมีปวดมีคุณภาพกันเลยปะพลาดตาตุมุยนี่ล้อมันเนาะคุณตาดอมีแต่ละกิโดมาปะพลาดกันตานกษาatau usak noksa atau mu kletil pa kira do gite ba do mala tu bota sa kasunya go no.
Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. This annoying scripture was the quote of Deichi's life on his Facebook profile. I say annoying because I have never been meek in my entire life, and I've never heard an explanation of the word meek that satisfied me. But as a leader, Deichi didn't need to define the meekness in question. He just lived it. We don't picture meekness to be the ones leading the charge up a steep bank to the dug-in Burma Army trenches, whistles screaming, bullets flying, explosions all around, and meekness charges forth with a quiet dedication to duty and country, to his men following him. His wide-eyed, slightly scared troops following behind the young lieutenant, watching him lead the way. As we hiked up the mountain to find his village, scenes unfolded in my imagination as to how we might be received, how I might be received. No matter how much my imagination came up with the scenes and words to say, I kept coming back to one image. Deichi standing beside Jesus, looking down on us, huffing and puffing our way up the mountain with a proud grin on his face. I felt like Deichi was proud of us, and Jesus was proud of him, and that Jesus was watching the joy on Deichi's face as we got nearer and nearer to his village, and Jesus feeling so happy that Deichi was happy. It's hard to capture a smile with words. If there was a hall of fame of smiles, his would probably have been nominated. He had a beautiful smile that wrinkled up the side of his eyes. He didn't share his smile with everyone. Only a select few got to receive that gift, but those that did were blessed by it. It's funny how a simple smile with imperfect teeth and wrinkly eyes can be a blessing. Deichi always had a smile for me, and as I think back now, I cherish each one that he shared with me. It feels like such an honor to be one of the few that was blessed with this. My throat croaked and the words barely came out. I miss my friend, I said to Deichi's dad as he welcomed me into their home. This village was a pain in the butt to get to. It's a 4-hour hike straight up a 1,000-meter jungle mountain. My shirt and my shorts were soaked with sweat by the time we reached the village. I came in and I sat down in Deichi's house. No one stumbles upon this village, and because it's so far out of the way, no one ever really goes there. I had to walk all around this area for the past 10 years, and I'd never been to this village before. And despite my imagination preparing my heart for the different scenarios upon arrival, I hadn't prepared myself that my picture would be hanging on the wall of their house. Photos of Deichi line the wall, and several of the photos were of me and him together. Over the years, our friendship, we got into the habit of taking a selfie together. The last one we took together was on October 27, 2023. Less than a month later, he was dead. Many photos I had printed and brought to Deichi whenever I had saw him again, and I didn't know he had brought them home and shared them with his family. A few months after his death, I met a captain who had served a long time alongside Deichi, who had fought alongside him the day he died. When he heard I was staying in the area, he came and found me. I had never met him before, but he wanted to talk to me. He came up and he said to me, I just wanted to meet you. Deichi was close to me, but he loved you very much. He talked about you and how you always visit him and took care of him. Thank you for being his friend.
ถ้าเราทำกูนะมาดูเลยเอาไว้คือก็ที่เจ้าหมอทำมาดับบ้าแก่ยี่ละบ้าแก่ยี่ละบ้าตุปลาก็ได้คือเราบ้าจุดเดียวก็เดียวก็ได้คือหมอเอาไว้แพ้กระตุ้นอะไรเนี่ยแต่ละวัน เ tela de dile pala sole pala we pala tela le no da valori di erbar
pemata du pe mulo chora we badu de pene ti chora pene chora tiba da we le awe ko chate le jo ko pene da we ke pa we le pa le le ya de chi ya de om le me wa tu sa ta body do le ta pida ma pu le tu ta ke de le we o le ba ma ko de ya ta ba do yi mo de le awe de ya mi na pa do ko lo de pi ko ma ko na ke le ta ba ke ku minu ta to ba apa ko na mi ra e ku lo ta da bu bu ke de pa ta ko ya ne de ila we to le ba de ta lo ko ma chana ke ma te le ba le awe le ti ko lu ba we ba he ba ta da mu re ba te ke kwa le we ko na ke o ro ta tu ha ko le awe ta pi ko mar ko me jo ba ra le ko ko place we le tu le sa yo.
Jala and the boys came inside the house where we were all sitting, and I didn't know this, but they had planned this song, and they started to sing this song that is a dedication to the family of a soldier who gives his life for his country. And I was sitting with Deichi's father and mother and brother and sisters and grandma and his whole family, and as they sang this song, we all just started crying. And I looked over at Deichi's mom, and she just was weeping into her hands. And it was such a beautiful song and such a beautiful gift. And yeah, it's hard to explain. And the fact that we could do this program right in his backyard, right there where outside his house, and invite the whole village to come to his house. And we were only there because of him. I couldn't believe that we were doing the program in his backyard. Normally we do it at the church or at the school or some big field, and here we did the whole program in his backyard. We invited the whole village into his house, into his backyard, and it was so special for me. And the only reason we were there is because of my relationship with Deichi. We would never have come otherwise. And our medics did such an awesome job treating patients. And I thought of this verse while I was there from Ecclesiastes chapter 3 about there's a season for everything. There's a time to be born and a time to die. There's a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to build and a time to tear down. And I thought, okay, this is a season to cry. This is a time to mourn our dear brother, Deichi. But the next time we come, we're going to build a water filter system for the village. We're going to put a solar system in the school. And the Jungle Discipleship School has adopted this village. And we're just going to, year by year, month by month, time by time we visit, we're going to just become part of the family there. And we're going to make new photos to hang on the wall. And we're going to change the season from a season of mourning to a season of building, to a season of joy and celebration and new friendships. And I just think, man, that's what God does. Even though there's death, even though we miss our brother, he's going to bring something so beautiful and good out of it.
ku pa mi ga bon ga le awe hi la da le ti ko ba lu me ba le to ra mu ko le ko ma ko ra ja ne ko le awe se ta te lo ya ha de que ma ta te no ya no lo we mi ba le do ko le e da le ko ba da ki le cho mi le ta pi lo ma do mi lo ko le du ya ta ta le ne we ko ma ko no ko ma ta te no ya ne
Thế nó phát đôi nhà nó mà đi lấy bút về lo mà bao nhiêu có thể thế mà bao nhiêu ấy là mà chồng và lấy bút về vậy mà chồng là gì vậy
thì nó vào vậy thì nó lên nó mua ba bự về chắc là thế nó lên đặt thu phải đi lên bắt ta ta lên kiểu của bà lem con này lên
cái bà cái lên ta là tao đó nè cái ta mì quá cái đó chi bà cái lên mẹ tao con mẹ đi tao tôi qua là ta bị tết tao coi lại cái nàyเป็นมาเก็ตเตลเป็นดอชินาเกเป็นทีบะเป็นมีเลเป็นทีบะเลยโอ้ดาเป็นตินนอกยอเป็นตินนอกบาอ๋อเดปว่าตมุตกออาเดียกะเมทีลอเลเวฮีตอกวตาลูตอกวตาตมุกว่าเดียกะเนี่ยเช็ดทีบะเดียเนี่ยนะเกแต่ตัวเมย์เนี่ยก็แบบอามินิมิตอลาก็เป็นตัวตามีและมินิมิตอลาก็ดูว่าเดเอาไว้ลือถักแบบตาตัวนี้
ดีเป็นมีความมาสกุติตาโซภาษาที่เป็นหนังสืออัลลอฮฺตัวบ่าเราภาษาเป็นหนังสือสิกว่าปกติหนังสือทบปะตอมุมบาเลคอพโลตากุตากอมิบาเลคอพโลตาสิตากโตตามากว่าสิพาบาชาดอซื้อสะตาเราซื้อตาอุมูสิพาปกปาลาปากปอดอปกเลสุญญาเลปปากลือตาสเบลดอปากลืออาตาอุมูสุญญาดิตัวดอฮกุดอเบกสิญญาเกปวดิปวาตกลืออโซอเวเนเมดาดาเลยดอสิดอปกลบอุมูติติพาเนก็กะเดอัลลอฮ์เลปกฮีรีเฮบาโลภาษาดอปกเปล่าซาตากมาดอปกเลเลญาโลซาเลตาตะกุยตาเลปุกุสิพาดุปุกุยอเมเกเลปก็กะเนบาเลสุญญาลาเกเลลอคิตเซวาเวเนปกมาสโกดิดาสุญญาเลปปวาดอตกลุญญาอาตาทุเพลดอตกลุญญาตาสเบลดอมิตนีเปเซมือลาเซติเลปพบลีติดพาโอบาเกมุมคือโตบาดอตาปริตาพูลบาโตกบาเลตาสติมานะพลลบาอาเวเมตาเลคัสุญญาปกมาสโกดอเลปลอปกเลดาวดิตาเลปมาเซโซนิตเกยัวโซเกปวากลุดอยัวโซเกซึมุซิโบดอปปวากลุเลโอเลตาลอเคเลเคเซนิตเกม
Daichi wasn't the only soldier that died in this attack that the current army was doing. There was dozens wounded and several died. And Daichi was the only one that I knew in this instance, in this attack. And but these guys, these lives are so important. And there are these soldiers that are dying every day in Burma. And it breaks my heart. And I miss my friend. I miss my friend Daichi. When I started to put the plans together for the Jungle Discipleship School, the area that our school ground now is there because of Daichi, is there because when I would go to visit him, that was his ground. That was his camp that he was responsible for. And I wanted to be near that area. And I knew that area from all the times I went to visit him. And now our school ground is going to be in this spot because of him. And when I have a whiteboard in my room and I wrote all the names of the students that I wanted to invite, and his name was on the list. And I remember after he died that looking at that list and seeing his name and having to erase his name from the list of students that would be a part of our first class. And so I miss my friend, and he's with Jesus now. I know he is. And so the best we can do is remember him well, honor the soldiers that have died in this battle, and just we're going to do our best to help and love his family and his village.
That's it.